Hi, welcome to my political show, Kavindu Political Times. Today on the show, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, my friend. I can assure you, you will love this topic. This is a topic that might make your pockets better, and also I might add something other than the pocket because everything is in money. So, before we start the show, I wanted to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And find me on the comment section if you disagree with me because I love to see people's opinions. So, let's now start the show. Now, of course, we always know that Donald Trump has now recovered from COVID-19. He had the finest doctors in the world standing by him, and one of his key doctors had the toughest job of lying for the American public about his condition, saying he was on oxygen, saying he wasn't on oxygen. It looked like someone lying about someone. It looks like they're trying to lie. It's like this sort of a teenager who runs from home for a party, a forbidden party from the parents, and comes home, breaks through the front window, and son tries to lie his way out of it. Look, son, if you want to lie something like that, you come up with a bloody good lie because you just can't say a thief broke the glass because there was no thief breaking the glass. That's the same thing with President Trump. I mean, I don't know what President Trump is thinking because the American people care for President Trump. We want President Trump to stay healthy because he is our commander-in-chief, whether maybe next term or not. He is the commander-in-chief. We care about his health. We need to know, as people who live in the country, knowing the fact that if something were to happen, then we are in danger. That's the problem. Unfortunately, President Trump doesn't think that. He wants to show he's strong. President Trump, it's no shame sometimes talking about a medical condition. When President Ronald Reagan was shot and taken to hospital, the world was concerned. Think about it. Think about it. I mean, look. President Trump has kept this secret than anything else. This should be applauded actually for President Trump. It really should be applauded. But for keeping it a secret, the worst thing you can keep a secret, both the health of the commander-in-chief. But of course, that doesn't make sense. It's like old news. It doesn't matter what he does. Let's ignore his actions because his actions are not going to get better. He will not wear a mask even if he has COVID-19. He doesn't care about the people. He doesn't care about himself. And I won't be surprised if he gets it again at this rate. And I'm more concerned about the people who comes for his rallies and donors. I'm more concerned about those people as those people go into the streets once again and on their daily lives. Honestly, it's really bad. It's really bad. But it's not about him on this show. It's really not. Because today it's about Joe Biden and the economic growth. Because this is interesting because I throughout this season talked about how Donald Trump has applaudedly handled the economy wonderfully until the COVID-19 pandemic, and that should be still applauded, should be part of one of his successful portfolios, definitely should be than anything else. But that might not be something people think about the future. See, many people predict that post the presidential election, the world is looking to invest in renewable energy and many other factors about the future, green jobs, as fossil fuels become obsolete and becomes too cheap to make money off. Then of course, next energy resource, the next gold mine for energy resource companies is of course it's renewable energy. So for that we need a president who backs renewable energy, but while not destroying the energy resource that we currently use, and that is the Vice President Joe Biden. Now you might think Joe Biden is sort of the guy for the job, but how does the economics word come to the process? Now, let me give an idea. If Joe Biden can create millions of green jobs, that means the future of humanity in North America, in the States, is fairly secure. That means that jobs will not be lost if oil and gas goes away. People will not lose their jobs. People can immediately work in renewable energy. It should not be a problem. People's pockets will be safer and better. And also, we will have a president who sort of does the job right. And of course, that is very important to understand. Now, Joe Biden is a weak vice president who was with Barack Obama. So please don't tell me if you don't trust him for an economy, because he ran it with President Barack Obama and began the economic recovery from the 2008 world economic crisis. So please don't tell me you don't trust him with the economy. President Trump hasn't done much for the economy except when time to came to handle it. So I mean, honestly, you really have to understand where this is heading. And if a person tells me Joe Biden is not good at the economy, I call it absolute bullshit. Because this is a man who was the VP under President Barack Obama, who made admission standards. He made the economic reforms with President Obama. He made the financial bailouts in 2008. Please, give the man some credit. President Trump might be a successful businessman, but according to his tax returns, apparently it's not. But I think he's a businessman. To keep it open, fair and square, then look, just because you run a business, running a country is different. Running a country means you are responsible for billions and billions of lives in the world. That's what running a country means. It's not a business where you can make a business deal where no deal or deal. No, it doesn't. Don't be like the UK, like Brexit, because that is a comical disaster right now. Because Brexit is a comical disaster, as we all know it. That's unfortunately. It's also quite interesting how President Trump came and said no financial stimulus on Nancy Pelosi. And then suddenly he on Facebook Twitter says he might. It's almost confusing about President Trump to understand that. But that's the benefit we will have. But that's the benefit if we have Joe Biden as the President of the United States. He will not be that obstinate on the circumstance. He will take a straightforward decision and the world might be a safer place. Now you must say President Trump's America First approach works unless we are living in a world where everything is a fairy tale world where no one has nuclear weapons or any damn thing in their arsenal. Fine, yeah, first, nothing else. We all know who did that one in the past. Warren G. Harding. How did that turn out? We end up in a World War II. So thank you very much on that. So, I mean, obviously, Joe Biden is the right president for the economy and for the national security because he will have a cool head. When you think about a cool head, Joe Biden is definitely a cool head considering the assault he had when President Trump became very personal on personal life of Joe Biden on the presidential debate, to be really fair. So, while the benefits might be there with Joe Biden becoming president, will be magnificent and some people might not want to accept it, then you better start accepting it because if he wins, you have to accept him as your president because we don't need violence for that. But the economic development in the United States, from the United States, economic development is a topic that we can't always talk about even if my show is about that because the United States of America is in such chaos right now. There are so many other problems. But I am going to stay in the topic. I am staying. The US economy's recovery is tough. They have to decide how they are going to recover the economy. By focusing on fossil fuels, way of recovering the economy, or focusing on renewable energy or that system. That way we can focus on renewable energy and we can rebuild our economy. The question is, what is the best option? But look, don't worry, that doesn't mean we take out fossil fuels out of the equation, which we can't. Obviously, sorry, we can't do that, my friend. But one thing is assured, the right economic decision has to be made by the right president. The right president has to be Joe Biden, knowing what President Trump so far been. He hasn't exactly been rather delicate with his decisions. And of course, his controversies like his wife doesn't like Christmas decorations in the White House. That is extremely funny and yet weird. It's not like Princess Diana's tapes or etc. like those came out. But this is far more less scandalous. I can assure people will. Look, she might do Christmas, don't worry. Trump will force that Christmas to happen. But unfortunately, the US economy needs to recover because the US economy is the source of the world. The Asian nations deal with the United States. And it's important that we have China and the United States fighting for the title as the world's best economy. It's very important that the fight goes on. If United States don't recover, China will overtake. Because Chinese people do not stay back and let the US take it back. They don't. I can assure you that the Chinese will overtake the US. If there are any patriots out there, I'm going to ask a question. Do you want that day? If you want to avoid that day, elect the right president. Because if you get the wrong guy in the White House, your people will end up paying by a huge price. And that price is it's invaluable. You can't value it. You can't. The mistake you might make the right choice, get the right president. As the show was about economy, yes, a Joe Biden victory will help the economy. He will create more jobs. And it's important you vote for the right guy. Because if you don't, the dire consequences of your actions, of your vote, will be paid by your future children. Not by us, because our current generation will die out in the future. But the next generation will pay if we make the wrong decision. It's simple as that. It can't be more straightforward. Make the right decision, make the right call, vote for the right guy, save your economy. We need a strong, united States. Thank you very much for joining me on the show. And please wear a mask and please follow social distancing. If anyone doesn't do the United States, please follow the guidance rules. Thank you very much.